Hello and welcome to Campaign Comrades, your favorite Legends gaming podcast. I'm your host Ben, and with me as always are my co-hosts.
I'm Mike.
What's going on? It's Matt.
Hello, it's Andrew.
So we're jumping right into the thick of it this week. We had last week singing the sweet swan song to a lost and departed friend. But today we're saying R.I.P. Bozo. Google Stadia is dead. Long live Google Stadia.
Rest in peace.
Jabroni.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get a refund for the controller I bought from them.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, you absolutely need to do that because you get to keep the hardware.
Yeah, I know. That's the best part.
And they're giving you money back for it.
You get refund. They're refunding everything with these
Cool.
exceptionally few holdouts with one Stadia Pro subs don't get it, and that's it.
But they get to keep their stuff longer, and there's like other stuff involved with it.
How much money are they giving you back for the controller?
I think I bought it for like $30.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's like, you get a percentage. I'm pretty sure it's you get everything.
Yeah.
You're talking game libraries, any hardware, all that shit. They're giving it back, which is just so funny to me. It's like how, it's like a company it's only a company as large as Google could do this, to invest a shit ton of money in this.
I mean, it's the typical Google product cycle.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Yeah, two years.
Google is very much a fail quick, fail fast.
Remember Google Glass?
Yeah.
That is such a funny thing to me.
You know what's funny is Google Glass still exists.
I know.
It's just not a consumer product anymore. It's an enterprise
which it never was
product.
supposed to be. It never should have been.
Yeah, not at that stage.
Google Plus.
Yep, hilarious.
Oh, Google Plus.
There was Google Inbox, which was supposed to be a better Gmail, which was around for 6 months.
Yep, I remember that.
So this one stuck it out longer then, because everyone brings up Google Glass, and I felt like that one didn't even make it out of the prototyping phase.
It did
technically.
I know it did technically, but it never.
I had a
felt
professor
that way.
who had one. I had an
it was like super
engineering
nerds
professor who wore one.
Yeah, you had to be a super nerd with the disposable income to get.
Yeah, this same professor also had a completely custom built Linux laptop.
Nice.
So he's a libertarian.
That had VG outputs and shit on it for connecting to the projectors in the classrooms.
Hilarious.
But yeah, this shit's shutting down for good. January 18th, 2023.
Bye-bye.
I mean, this was anybody who was actually paying attention to Stadia, which I will admit was not me.
Not I.
The writing was on the wall. Basically people are talking about I thought it died already last year when they shut down all their first party studios.
You know what the sad part is? As the hardware sicko here, the only thing I paid attention to it for was because I thought the pre-release blue and orange controller was sexy.
Yeah, because you love that. You love that color scheme.
Yeah,
you're a sicko for the Syracuse color scheme.
Hell yeah,
Syracuse and Knicks.
Dude, the Stadia VP, Phil Harrison, who's just become the video game Grim Reaper. I was listening to a little mini podcast on this issue, and is talking about how he's jumped from all the major companies and now Google, which I wouldn't count a major gaming company. It's biggest tech company, but it's he it's the typical story of your C-suite shithead failing upwards, and it's I forget what he oversaw at PlayStation, but it wasn't successful. He was at Xbox during the lean years for Xbox One, and then now he's gone to Google to.
Okay, so I need to
see this off.
We need to send him to Amazon Luna.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's the Grim Reaper meme. It's the Grim Reaper meme, except it's Phil Harrison, and it's just knocking on the doors. And
we need to send him back to Microsoft.
Yeah,
we need to send him to.
Obviously, he didn't get the job done there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they got rid of him because they saw what he was doing. It's like 30 Rock when Jack is trying to tank the company so that their parent company would sell.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. He's just like, oh yeah, greenlight all the bad ideas. Xbox is a home media center instead of a game console first. Yes.
No, he's gonna start licensing that 4K, like, bring your Xbox into
Flip
the
up
laptop.
screen.
Yeah, it's gonna be 8K though.
These like
AK.
these rumors were like even more like started circling around insider circles. What with that Logitech cloud device that that
not
came
having
out,
Stadia
because it's
on
like
it.
definitely a curve by partnering with.
I mean,
with
the funny
Microsoft
part
and
being
NVIDIA.
it's an Android tablet, so like it would have Stadia on it native through the Play Store, but they actively said it wasn't.
Yeah, so like if you were really paying attention, you could see like oh, that's not good. But like this, so this is like a funny story to us because like we like on the outset, because Stadia always seemed like a pipe dream of something that it's never going to, at least where the technology stands now, like never going to meet its promise. But who was blindsided? All the Google employees working on Stadia, as well as
Of course.
all the third-party developers who were working to port their games to Stadia, and who are now just shit out of luck and have wasted money, time, resources on these efforts, and now, oh nope, it's gone. Sorry, bye bye.
They were probably the last to find out too.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You've heard many people are coming out of the woodwork and saying like, they were completely blindsided. They learned, like employees and these developers learned at the exact same time as the general public did through these like public blog posts.
So like solidarity with those people, like that is fucked up.
Don't you love finding out work news through Twitter?
Yeah.
yeah. Like that's fucked up. But at the same time, like we were saying, the writing was a little bit on the walls. Like if I were an employee at Google Stadia, I think I would have been like a little bit kind of like,
well,
maybe this is going to end.
The second they started talking about licensing the technology to other companies, should have been the moment when people were like, okay, they're not keeping the service as a service anymore.
Yeah, there were some hints, but either way, shitty.
They are like, these people still have the people working at Google though, they still have a job. They're just being like reintegrated.
It's worse for
they're going to get
developers.
shuffled to a new section, a new sector, or they'll be running the back end of like the server access for the other companies who use the Stadia style platform. Because there were some interesting ideas with Stadia. Like the most interesting idea I'd seen around it was the idea that you could be watching something on YouTube, like a game or
a trailer. That was like the big one. It's like a trailer or like a walkthrough. And then just go right into your game.
And then you could just click down and then be into the game on Stadia.
That's cool.
Like there's an interesting idea.
Did that ever actually work in practice?
No, they never got that far.
That was part of Stadia.
I feel like they never got that far. Like from what I was reading for prepping for today, that they never actually got that far in terms of that level of integration. Was only ever theoretical. That they never like the.
Pretty sure it worked with Assassin's Creed because that was the one they demoed it with.
LOL, lol.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it does.
A partnership of two of our favorite corporations.
It just I feel bad for the developers who have
that sucks
wasted this time and effort. And I mean there basically were no more Stadia exclusives that were in the works. It was pretty much all just ports, people moving over, making their games accessible on Stadia.
Another one people are interested in seeing is that Stadia owned the exclusive rights for cloud streaming for Rockstar titles.
Well, that's what's kind of going to be my next point. Is we haven't touched on how this has affected the I don't know how large the user base for Stadia ever was, but there are some people, and they're like coming out of they're also coming out of the woodwork. Like there are certain companies or games, like say like Ubisoft is one that's like, oh, we've streamlined the process to port your game saves from Stadia to PC, but like the Rockstar ones are people are like, I put 6,000 hours into Red Dead, and I'm gonna kill myself if my character gets deleted. Rockstar, please save me. And we haven't heard anything, a response yet. But yeah, there's like some YouTuber who had 6,000 hours.
The math on 6,000 hours since Stadia launched.
It's like 240
wild.
something.
Very sad.
Full day. Yeah, full days is what it comes out to.
That's full days.
Yeah.
So now break that into like sleep cycle and like
man.
things other than gaming at least once a day.
No, only gaming all day.
But literally, that person's last 5 years is
I don't
gone.
think Stadia's been out for 5 years.
Wasn't it like 2018 or 2019?
Is it that recent? I mean,
I thought it was showed off in 2019.
yeah, that is 4 years.
And yeah.
I mean, we have the power of Google.
But either way, R.I.P.
Yeah, mostly to that guy.
November 19th, November 19th, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the launch.
So 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Almost
barely 3 years.
It was shorter than I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I mean,
longer,
again,
too.
Google likes to fail quick. They don't like to leave things running for too long. Like if they don't see what they want, they get rid of it. It's like the Pixel Book line of Chromebooks that they were doing.
I don't even
Like
remember that.
the premium Chromebooks that cost like $1,000. They did that for like 2 years.
Sensible.
Yeah, because a Chromebook is basically just a streaming, like that's basically what it is. But for a PC, it's just
Chromebook has a purpose. It's a cheap means of providing like basic computing. To people.
Yeah.
But
like for $200, you can do something.
I mean, at that point, if all of Androids just had the Samsung DeX technology,
Google's working on that part.
Yeah.
I know that there's something in the beta for the new Pixel phone that works semi to DeX.
Because the Samsung DeX is a really cool feature. It
It's
just
like
turns
you
You plug your
it's a
phone into a
pushing-
monitor and it turns it into a desktop interface.
Pushes your
And
phone
if you
to-
have a Samsung TV, for example, I can do it wirelessly to my TV.
So there is like some third party, just like laptop frames of the screen that you could just plug your phone into. And
Notably, Razer had showed off a tech demo where you would put the Razer phone in, it would be the trackpad, and you would plug it into a USB port on there, and then it had a Razer laptop shell.
yeah, all the DeX ones are just like you plug your phone in with the cable, and then boom, you have a laptop. And those are like $200 for that like frame type thing, $200 to $300.
And it's actually not bad construction because they're just, it's literally just an aluminum chassis, a screen with a connector, and a battery.
Yep.
Oh, and a keyboard. But
yeah, it's cool.
Anyways.
Did you guys see the story though that also I think it was probably a resurface. I don't necessarily think that this was like a scoop of any kind, but like it came out that that before they closed down the Stadia Games and Entertainment, their in-house first party studio trying to develop stuff for Stadia, that they turned down an opportunity to do the follow-up. I want to be specific here. It's follow-up meaning just the next game, not a sequel to Kojima's Death Stranding. It's all about they're going to get his next game after Death Stranding. It was going to be some type of episodic horror game. They he pitched it as an exclusively single player, rather than than Death Stranding's what they quote as asynchronous multiplayer, which is again one of those kind of crazy little ideas that it makes sense why Kojima would want to like work with them. He's all about like trying to push the boundaries and test new technology and all that.
Yeah, he had this idea for a horror game that would like tie into your phone, where you would get like creepy text messages on your phone and like creepy images, and, like sound files and stuff.
He just wants to harass you.
No, yeah, it was like back in like the mid 2000s, and I'm pretty sure whichever company he was, I think it was Konami in partnership with, I think it was Sony. and they were like, "Nah, we're shutting that down. Like, we don't want people like we
killing
don't want to be
themselves
sending
or
people
some
text
shit.
messages that could be charging them money and
or
Yeah,
like
back with
just
that
dealing
last-
with their mental health and like driving them to
He
do
was
bad
like,
things.
I want to send people dick pics.
I want to send people meatspin.com.
Yeah.
Hilarious. That's a throwback.
But it was this, it was the Grim Reaper. Phil Harrison turned it down because, and shut it down because they felt that,
Player games are dead, folks.
that there's no longer
What
a
an
market
idiot.
for solo experiences. Which again, like
Yep.
how I guess Stadia did have a deal with Destiny, right? Didn't they have
Yeah.
A deal with Destiny?
That was one of their big gets.
You could say that. A
Yeah.
deal with Destiny to shut down.
Yeah. To implode.
Yeah.
The Destiny hero.
I was about to say, like, yeah, it seems like most streaming games like struggle to do the first or the single player experience. Like, yeah, how are they going to deal with multiplayer? I don't know. It's just has anybody had a positive experience here with game streaming? I know Andrew, you used to use PS Now relatively.
I used PS Now on my Vita TV back in 2016, 17.
Vita TV?
Yeah. PS Vita
Oh,
TV.
yes.
You showed it to us
You
before.
showed it. Yeah. Okay, I remember now.
Little box.
Yeah.
No, I've used it. It's improved. I've used it sporadically over the last like 2 years now, and it's definitely better than it was. But like,
I mean, I would even say back in 2016, 17, I was only playing like not like twitchy, but just like single player, like JRPGs and stuff on it. And I was having no issue with like latency or whatnot. I also had good internet, but
yeah,
like,
I mean that
was the one thing that people always talked about was like latency problems. But like I wasn't playing. Like I tried to play Batman Arkham City on it for a little bit and was having some issue. But I just attributed that to Arkham City being a more recent game than the like 10-year-old games I was trying to play.
Yeah, your internet is a huge factor in how well it's going to work.
Which is crazy because like, they're marketing it, the streaming stuff to like,
They absolutely are lying about like the minimum requirements.
It's
like
supposed
you
to,
need the best
it's
internet.
supposed to be the
for it to be
democratizing.
worthwhile.
It's supposed to be like
exactly.
the democratizing gaming. Bringing it so that anybody with an internet connection can play whatever game you want.
And
you don't
cheap hardware.
Yeah, you don't need to buy a next gen console to play.
Well, yeah, that's so like Stadia. You could buy a Stadia setup with a Chromecast and a controller for like $40.
Yeah, but like the point being, like if it's relying on good internet, the people that have shitty internet in like fucking middle America,
if you don't have the money to afford a nice PC or a new console, you likely don't have the money to be spending on like exorbitant good internet.
Or just I'm talking about access to that internet. You know what I mean? Like we all live in like very metropolitan areas, or largely. I mean, even you guys up there, like and being in the
second
Northeast,
least populated state, at least a decade behind the rest of the country.
But still, it's it's a northeastern state that has a lot of capital. It's not
Northfield's best
state.
Internet connection is 5 up, 1 down, or 5 down, 1 up.
All right, but so prove my point. Like the more rural you're getting, the more shitty internet you have.
This is why we need Starlink to save us and Iran
for sure.
Man, did you see how cool his robot was shuffling onto stage? I can't wait till.
Give me that brain chip ASAP. I don't care that it's turning all the test apes into
I like the joke I saw where it was like
they die horribly.
We already are.
Oh god.
Like, you know what I mean?
When he was talking about how Cybertruck is supposed to like serve as like a temporary boat that you can like drive through water.
It's like
someone was
boat.
as someone who's formerly worked at Tesla, I'm definitely letting you know that this is the first that anyone at the company is hearing about this.
So yeah, we play another sad song to Google Stadia. we salute you, but it's more the Spaceballs salute, President's Group salute. It's a silly little mess there. It's more and more is kind of people are still talking about it. So
many people, folks, people are saying it
of the technology. I think more people are talking about it now that it's dying again than we're actually.
Maybe this is going to end up being one of those viral campaigns where they're like, "Oh, we're going to kill it," and they create like a small force of people like, "No, don't kill Stadia. We love it." And they keep it around for goodwill, and then it turns out to be this great platform because they, like, even though they didn't change anything, people are just like, "Oh, it's good now." Just like like everything when that happens.
So somebody already brought up the connection between Stadia and Ubisoft, but moving on, can I get a fuck you, Guillemot, in the chat, please?
But baby, there ain't no heat without friction.
Yeah, he gave an absolutely bird-brained interview to a French, or no, it was a French Canadian news outlet, Le Presse.
Even worse.
Yeah, Québécois. Who definitely were just who were eating that slop up. But he had this absolutely boneheaded quote where he's talking about that the toxicity in game industry requires some necessary friction for the creative process. And that, of course, then all his PR people had to quickly walk it back. And I'm not going to do it in the French accent, but saying,
why not do it?
I want to
it's
be
not racist.
I want to be clear because I can't even do it. It'll
Canceled.
If I get
turned into a
head,
Trump.
Yeah,
it would be clear.
I want to be clear, as I have said, because then it just turns German too.
Yeah.
You go German. You go German.
I want to be clear, as I have said before, there's absolutely no place for toxicity at Ubisoft or in our industry. When I spoke of there sometimes being friction, I was thinking of the creative tension that is common and vital in innovative companies like ours. Sure, they're doing lots of innovation over there. It's like how to do more and bigger sex crimes.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, like, the friction in his pants.
It's like companies allegedly say where people have the freedom to challenge ideas and have heated but healthy debates. Like, yeah, that sounds like
I love heated and healthy.
I was trapped in a
that
meeting
sounds
with
like a great
healthy debate
culture.
the other day. Just sitting there, like twiddling my thumbs, like I don't need to be here, and you guys are getting angry.
Yeah, but that friction really just helped the company in the long run.
Yeah, when you upset the smartest engineer in the building, and he basically threatens to like just go into his room and just stop talking to you, it was a great time.
I'm sure,
but it's like this guy, like just can't get it right, which is funny to see, but then again you have to like think about how this fundamental mismanagement just kind of redounds onto all the employees who have in the past and continue to face again mismanagement, poor working conditions, abuse from superiors, and retaliation for trying to organize for better conditions.
I'm beginning to think Eve's just like a little pain pig. Like he just loves to fuck up.
Loves to have the bad press.
He just likes to get reprimanded in the press.
Yeah, well, because he had another recent interview in Axios where he basically asked to explain his poor management of a company that is home to so many instances of abuse. He said, "We were not organized enough to detect the problems and resolve them. The company was running and there were ways things were done. And then there was a new young generation coming into the company with different needs, and we had to adapt." I think we didn't adapt fast enough to what people expected and needed.
I fucking love the excuse of incompetency by like just that's like the neoliberal excuse.
Incompetency, and I like that he's just like these young people, they're just not okay with being harassed anymore. It's ridiculous.
I'm sorry you're offended.
Exactly. No, that's perfect. But yeah, he continues to use this line that like he was unaware of the abuse, and despite consistent evidence that he was indeed aware and obviously helped cover it up at the very least, if not outright.
He was an abuser.
Yeah, so if not outright encouraging it, with this most recent quote, as that would have to believe. it's just, again, we talked about this on our most recent Uncut Comrades. Folks, go check out the YouTube for the VOD, and come watch us on Twitch on Tuesday nights. Twitch at campaign_comrades. But it's like admitting to this, I guess, again, it's the PR calculus of it's better to appear to be bad at your job, bad at your job, than, because like, who's going to come for Yves Guillemot, you know,
we are.
Yeah, it's just us. Yeah, and we have so much power and influence.
Yes.
But the it's just that calculus that it's better to come across as being completely out of touch and just a poor manager and bad at your job than it is to just to be like we fucked up, to take responsibility, to be held accountable.
Eve, this is a formal request. You, me, 1v1, final destination, Fox only, no items. Restock, no time limit. This is how we'll settle things.
That just reminds me of, they basically do that in the Ubisoft stand-in in the Apple TV Mythic Quest show, which is basically, again, run and produced by Ubisoft. They have the creative director has to do a one-on-one fight with someone who like hacked their system and stole their main like NPC loot giver character. It was very funny.
That show is funny.
I'm a little nervous about the new season because it's like they're basically doing like, isn't crypto. I mean, like, it remains to be seen if it's going to be like they're going to basically doing it ironically to show like, let's watch
definitely
these
are
idiots like go fall in on the blockchain crypto metaverse shit and implode over it. I kind of hope that's how they're going to go, but the trailers do not have me too enthusiastic about it.
Damn it, I haven't seen the trailers yet, but I don't know. I have at least some faith in that writing staff that they have somewhat the right ideas. So hopefully,
but it just depends if Ubisoft has come in and been like, you need to like kind of, because they're they've done it,
like the U.S. military and Marvel movies.
They've done they did the fucking courts, the Ubisoft courts shit. It's like they're in it. They got to use that cultural arm where they
isn't it Ubisoft who does Rainbow Six, which had a crypto game?
I don't know if it had a crypto game, but it was the courts thing that had the NFTs for. I don't know if it was a Tom Clancy's. It was Tom Clancy's.
Yeah. Isn't that
is that
Rainbow Six?
I forget which. I forget.
I think so.
They but that shut, at least the support for that part of the game shut down. I don't know if quartz still exists, but so like it wouldn't surprise me again if
quartz is a mineral that's existed far longer than humans.
Oh, fuck off. But yeah, so more fuck you, Yves Guillemot, because he's a piece of shit, and we'd love to see him flailing.
Oh, Yves is my friend. You can't say that.
Well, it's so frustrating. Like, I'm sure like all the organizers at a better Ubisoft, just are absolutely pulling their hair out over just like doing the Jesse Pinkman, he can't keep getting away with this meme. Like.
There was an old, I think it was College Humor YouTube series where they would do like controversial celebrity and then their PR agent. And the best one of them was Kanye's PR agent. And it was basically a person calling their PR agent and just saying all the shit they're doing. It's like, dude, we just solved the last thing you did. Like, we just got over the Taylor Swift thing. You got to stop.
No, it's exactly like this guy cannot keep stepping in dog shit. But
like when Charlie intentionally steps in
he
dog
loves
shit.
It.
Yeah. Hero or hate crime.
I have no sympathies though for those people though, for the spin doctors. They're doing the bad work. Let's say they're doing the bad work. But I would love to see the spin that they're pulling for what is this got to be like the 5th delay for Skull and Bones?
It's not the most delayed game in history, but it's getting there.
It's almost. See, is that the one that you pointed out? It's like almost gotten to Duke Nukem.
No, it's past Duke Nukem,
or it's surpassed Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Okay. which had like a
Incredible.
12-year
That's incredible.
period between announcement and
97
release.
and 2009.
Huh?
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
I thought it was 2011. I thought it
God
was even
damn
more.
it.
Yeah, which shows how well I can do math. But yeah, so it's been delayed from November 8th to March 9th next year. I mean, like there's questions to be asked. Are they doing it? Are they actually doing anything technical with it, or do you think it's maybe like that they realized, oh shit, we fucked up again?
Oh
like,
shit, we're releasing right before God of War. Let's go release right before the next game that's going to get announced for March, which is isn't that when like
there's a
Redfall
chance that one of the that's I was going to say it's a chance one of the Bethesda delays gets hit sometime in March. There's a chance.
Imagine they just keep perpetually delaying it down the line to not launch alongside something.
Well, we know basically for a fact that they are they're on the hook with like the Singapore government they have to ship the game.
That's so awesome.
They have to ship this game. Like that's the thing. It's like basically it's now, even if it's going to fail, they will lose more money if they can it,
I don't even what kind of deal is the Singapore government doing? Why are they providing tax subsidies for a video game being shipped? It's not even jobs.
It was headed in Ubisoft Singapore originally, the development, and they just got tax incentives for bringing jobs to Singapore, and part of the deal was like, because they probably have something on the back end, it's like for however many copies that get sold for now, what, $70, we get X percentage of it to come back to us. There's got to be something in the deal there. That's the only reason, why they would care about it being about
actually shipped
I just don't know why they. Yeah, exactly. If anything, they should be like, yes, continue delaying this. Continue employing these people.
If it was tax credit stuff and just employment, then that's all they care about.
Well, yeah, and it's all because it's like, you're giving people jobs here that can then put money back into our economy. But no, there's got to be something in the deal for the on the back end as well.
Release, for sure.
But so this is funny. There was a the latest technical test for Skull and Bones was September 19th, and that was I think just days before, or actually no, maybe that was even after. I forget now. The time is a
flat circle.
It's just a concept that has been flattened in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
When the Ubisoft Forward was, because that was recent. Like at the time of recording, that was like a couple 2 weeks, 2 maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they were full steam ahead, sales ahead. For Skull and Bones, that was part of the showcase, was another feature piece for Skull and Bones, and obviously nothing there. But so the word from inside sources are saying that gameplay was more refined than it had been in previous tests, but overall player progression still seemed shallow, which has been a concern shared by multiple sources that were involved with the game's development. Which, again, I've heard someone say it, like, even if that doesn't reflect the majority opinion for developers, the fact that there is any developer involved with the process who has that to say about that the game that we've been working on for 10 years is shallow, that's not good. That's not good, folks.
Hey man, every pool needs a kitty end.
It's just like, but for like a live service game, that they're saying like, I know that, but like that we're gonna try to, or that we're saying that we're gonna support for several years. That's so frustrating. And again, I can't get past the fact that this is going to be a $70 game that's definitely going to have some type of like battle pass mechanic that's going to be future monetization, and it's not even a free to play thing where you're just paying for the.
Well, it's like 18 months from now it will be free to play,
or it'll be
going to hash
like, or 18 months from release,
shut down like Babylon's Fall.
Yeah.
So this is like an interesting. We can tie this back into what we were just talking about with Ubisoft in general, is that the reasons for this game's absolute like hellish development cycle can be, laid kind of squarely at the feet of yet another toxic studio head. However, and again, this is great. Like, we love to see this, folks. And if you can't tell the irony on thick, this is like, again, everything that all the reps from a better Ubisoft have been talking about. It's like, as much as Yves and all the fucking make work executive jobs who are, making all these statements about we've made such great strides to improve our culture. This asshole wasn't fired. He was just replaced and then shuffled back into the Paris office.
Dude, the Catholic Church method, it is unstoppable. They've been doing it.
They've been doing it for decades. So, like,
centuries.
Don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, some staff also allege, instances of sexual harassment that management failed to address, as well as unequal pay between French expatriates and local devs. Which,
at least they're efficient with this. Like they figured out how to hide their sex scandals.
They're just playing the cup and ball game. Except this time when they lift up the cup, all the balls are under all the cups.
So wait, so they're paying foreigners more than local people?
Yeah, they're paying the French expats more than local devs. Yeah,
it's fucked
because
up,
it's like, yeah, your money can go further. You're used to paying, having your dollar, our French dollar, whatever that is, go further than the
euro,
the franc. Go further than here in your local economy. But yeah,
but the French exclusively deal in croissants and baguettes.
Is
that their whole currency?
Rudeness. That's what they deal in.
Yeah, rudeness. Yeah,
it's just
rude. and not showering.
Yeah,
that's right. We're Francophobes here.
And smoking cigarettes.
Cigarettes out those long cigarette holders.
Yeah.
Wearing berets.
Well, because they don't shower or wash their hands, so if they didn't have that, their fingers are just constantly smelling.
Yeah, unfiltered cigarettes.
Like 36. Yeah.
Unfiltered Lucky Strikes. That's the way to go.
Fucking French.
So this follows with the development or the delay, of their other big tentpole game, the Frontiers of Pandora, the Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora, that who knows when that one's going. So all they've got now left for like the holiday season is Just Dance 2022.
Nice. False.
And
yes.
Okay, you're gonna put Mario Rabbids.
I say and Mario plus Rabbids. That's all they got.
I was listening to a pre-release review of Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and they were talking about how the Rabbids actually speak now, and they don't know how they feel about that.
Oh no.
Hilarious.
Oh no.
What?
No, I want them to be say mute mutants. I don't want to stare into their eyes and how
they said something about like Rabid Luigi, because they mentioned it's like Xenoblade where they say things during combat all the time. And Rabid Luigi likes to say like I'm about to bust a move or something like that.
I'm about to bust.
I'm a bust.
Man, okay. I say my opinions haven't changed because I want to be hearing, Rabid Luigi talking about how he's about to bust. I'm finna bust.
That's a horrifying image.
So, we can see obviously again story after story, like where these independent studios and developers and even large publishers are not going to do anything. They're not going to regulate themselves in terms of their poor working conditions, their terrible cultures, all that. They have no individual incentive. So we kind of like are stuck relying upon large regulatory bodies, which again we don't have much hope in because most of these organizations or agencies have basically been defanged. But there is a recent one, and I want to like ask you guys what we think about the possibilities of OSHA potentially regulating crunch culture.
Boo, OSHA, safety bad. Job site better without OSHA. Boo.
Yeah, it's the only person that has to deal with OSHA here.
But a former Activision QA, Amber Lamacchia, was representing gaming labor activists, and particularly the Communication Workers of America, who are the ones that have the union that has been representing all the new unions at Activision and beyond. But so this just happened over the course of a few days, and it's over now at the time of the recording. So it had been basically about last week by the time this episode comes out. I was looking things up though beforehand. I didn't really see much, if anything, about what actually happened at the conference. But the Department of Labor had their Workers' Voice Summit over the last few days, and which is just basically like let's give some crumbs to the little peons.
That's beautiful aesthetics. That's what that is.
Yeah. But the hope is that maybe rather than again a shop by shop basis, that we could have some larger overarching standards set for the industry. I'm
cool with OSHA stepping in.
I mean, as they make a good point, it's like there is we've kind of talked at length before about like the mental strain of crunch culture, but there's also physical stuff as well that is maybe a little bit more directly in OSHA's wheelhouse.
People like to meme about it, where they're like, desk jobs aren't that bad for you, but like the mouse and keyboard position is not a good position for your arms to be sitting in for 8 hours a day.
No, it's absolutely unnatural. So I just have like a series of quotes coming in from her. She says very, very well, I think the video game industry is brand new, at least compared to many of the other industries in the US. OSHA is not very present when it comes to health and safety in the industry. One of the big things that I would like to see done is proper investigation training for health and safety concerns and regulations. There's this perception that crunch is necessary and unavoidable, or that complaining about crunch is odd in the face of other injustices, like it's an insignificant issue, but crunch ruins lives. This is something we don't have to face as a very young industry, and because it's a young industry, things are not locked in stone. We barely have established standards. Obviously, they have flaws, and it needs to be corrected. This is one of them. Crunch not only affects the livelihood of workers, but also affects the quality of the product and the culture of a company. I don't see why anyone would object to trying to eliminate crunch, no matter where they sit.
Yeah, OSHA and some of these corporate law firms too.
Yeah,
crunch there. And then we have.
I was gonna say like OSHA. I was gonna say the video game industry is somehow like maybe worse than like investment banking at this point, where like at least Goldman Sachs and places have been like, we won't make you work on Saturday. We'll let you have Saturday, but like Sunday you still.
And also, the amount of money, difference in those devs crunching for like, a $50,000 salary compared to, an investment banker or a corporate lawyer making 200,000 plus. Still like the hour to dollar amount ratio.
Still getting paid like minimum wage.
I did it for the new like corporate big law attorneys who, just this year, if you're coming out of law school, going to one of those, you're making, I think it's 215,000 a year. And it, if you're working 100-hour work week, it was like, less than $50 an hour.
But so this isn't the industry's first brush with OSHA, though. However, in 2016, the Screen Actors Guild asked California's regulators to investigate the industry's treatment of voice actors, alleging unsafe work had damaged actors' vocal cords. And let's be clear, that's they made some advances there, and it's because they've got a union, folks. They're able to make those demands because they're organized.
Back in my day, you were friends with your employer. If you wanted to negotiate, you'd go sit down man to man and talk to him. I say man to man because women weren't allowed to work.
Because women weren't there.
As a proud union member, there is great benefits.
But yeah, so let's hope that we can get some regulations to
I just hope they do the good regulation part with OSHA. As someone like I've seen all sides of the OSHA policy that goes through, And sometimes, like one of the rules OSHA has is you have to tie off when you're more than 2.5 feet off the ground, which is any height off the ground, essentially. That's taking one step on a step ladder. Like
hilarious.
You could fall down. You could fall down. You could fall down and hurt your bum.
Yeah, that's like.
But I could do that
you can
when
drown in
I'm
any amount of water.
Like if I fall board flat and smack my head on the concrete, I'm gonna go night night.
Yeah,
the concrete.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
But yeah.
Well, you should probably tie off all the time then.
I'm gonna tie one off later. You know what I mean?
Let's just hope though that they can get some insight into the industry and have some good regulation. But
man, it's me, Cool Brandon.
That's just gonna happen.
Cool Brandon's
everywhere.
coming in and tell you don't need a union. You don't need OSHA. Now just come ride with me in my '78 GTI.
My long car.
My long car. Dad sure could drive.
But you know who's not getting the memo of that crunch is bad? It's Disney, folks. They are the mouse. The mouse is like, I'm gonna crunch you till you die. But sources have suggested that the entertainment giant Disney wants a new Star Wars video game released every 6 months. They want one major AAA title and one smaller game per fiscal year. And that's insane. That is absolutely insane. Because let's look at the reality. They tried to do that with movies and realized they couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, they were going faster than that with MCU movies for a little bit before the pandemic. They were releasing 3 MCU movies a year: March, June, December.
Yeah.
But those things don't actually cost that much money because it's like there's you pay the actor's salary to be on a green screen, and then you completely underpay and crunch.
I was gonna say, and then you pay a VFX studio
all the CGI.
All the VFX studios, so no, that doesn't actually cost that much. Whereas it costs a little bit more to do a Star Wars movie because there's a lot of physical stuff in it as well. But they so they realized they couldn't do that for Star Wars in the movies. And movies are already Herculean efforts of, organization and management. Yet the production cycle for a movie in TV shows and stuff is nothing compared to a video game, which is, a complete order of magnitude different.
Well, it's funny too, because I've recently seen that people who do, because it was the wording on the article was meant for rage bait, or it was saying like Hollywood movie workers say they're burnt out or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's obviously meant to rage bait because you're supposed to be like, oh, actors don't do anything. How are they burnt out? They're getting millions. But it was talking about the production people, the people doing the set design, costume design, stuff like that.
The people that actually
the
make
crew
and aren't
crew,
getting paid
the,
millions.
Not the cast,
that.
But to be fair, actors still are working class.
That's take your long sip of water.
They're producers. And this just is so disingenuous, though. Them being like, we're gonna do this every 6 months, and then literally announcing games in development, and half of them are just untitled.
Yeah, they've got 8. They've got 8 so far that are quote unquote confirmed.
That's a 4-year plan, folks.
But I think,
and literally 4 of them don't have a name.
We've got Amy Hennig's game with Skydance Media, untitled FPS from Respawn, open world game from Ubisoft. Our first named one, Star Wars Eclipse from Quantic Dream, which again, that one we know for certain is 10 years away. Yeah, that's not a real game. We've got the Knights of the Old Republic remake, also that's with Saber, but also not a real game with what we know about it, where it sits.
Hey, we got to our
Jedi
first
Survivor.
Real game.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor is perhaps that's also Respawn. That one is perhaps the most realistically coming out. That one was one that's also being thought about for March next year. But then we've got Star Wars Hunters, the mobile game that's been delayed multiple times, and then untitled strategy game also from Respawn.
God, that
I can't wait till
they
keep that name, Untitled Goose Game.
Personally, I'm excited just for open world game.
Yeah,
man, how does Amy Hennig's game?
That sounds like a good time.
What did she just have a hand in? That was
the Black Panther, Captain America.
Well, she's doing that one, but no, she's also got it. It was the that didn't have me too hopeful. Is like she had a hand in the Forspoken story, but we talked about this. She was larger picture, not the actual like.
No, anything that's bad with that game, we can just blame on Gary Whitta. I like having scapegoats.
Oh, yes,
you've activated my spell card, scapegoat.
Oh man, it's just like, and like, who's gonna think that again? You're squeezing these games out, one after another, that they're going to be any good.
Good. We know good doesn't matter. Money matters, man. Good games.
Yeah, but there's also like 8 different Star Wars mobile games that all suck. Like, what the fuck is this one gonna be?
This is like
you're gonna play as Boba Fett being digested by a Sarlacc.
The only good thing I've seen about Star Wars Hunters is that you can play as 2 Jawas in a trench coat.
Fucking awesome.
That's the only good thing I've seen about it, which is a very funny idea.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But it's kind of like a hero shooter type game, from what I understand. But on
they
mobile,
already have shit like that on mobile. Like,
I mean, they had the wonderful Star Wars Bounty Hunter game from PS2/PSP, if I remember. Like, just port that. Just port all your old games to mobile. Fuck this new game shit.
For real.
Like, even Final Fantasy got this right, where they were just like, here's all our like old games for like $3 on Google Play Store. Have fun.
I'd love to play like the old Battlefield from PlayStation shit. Like, that shit was good. Star Wars Unleashed or the Force Unleashed.
They ported that to Switch. You can go play that.
And again, if it can run on Switch, it can run on a phone. Not to harp on the Switch again. I'm sorry, you're my friend. Don't say that. No, come back, baby. I didn't mean it like that.
I like that you looked at where your Switch was. Like, your eyes changed.
Actually talking to his Switch,
Yeah.
It's called performance. It's called being an actor. Camera.
So, what do you guys think about the company culture is going to be like at whatever major publisher the Saudi royal family purchases?
$13 billion.
There's going to be a lot of poop play. That's all I know.
Isn't that the rumor that there's a bunch of the Sauds love that?
Yeah, the Saudi men, they love that kink.
Which studies show that kinks are genetic. Let that sink in, folks.
And that squirt is piss.
You hear that?
And piss is stored in the balls.
Up and rising furry. Yes. Your dad was a furry. Your grandfather was a furry. Your mother was a furry.
Whether they knew it or not.
So yeah, let's break down their recent investment plans here. With this, the Sovereign Wealth Fund is, which again we cannot stress enough, is run by actual murderer Prince Mohammed bin Salman. I guess we do probably have to say alleged, but like,
nah.
Just so you know, folks, when you don't hear any more episodes from this, it was because of the not put in alleged.
Yeah, they sent a kill squad to come get my ass.
A fatwa.
That's
wrong country.
Yeah, exactly.
The investments are said to range 18.6 billion to take minority stakes in several quote key companies that the Saudi wealth funds piece that is going into gaming is called like Savvy something. So it's in this Savvy Game Group is what it's called. Savvy. They're going to do 18.6 billion into key companies that support Savvy's game development agenda, and then that 13.3 billion to acquire a quote leading game publisher to become a strategic development partner. But that doesn't end it. Then there's another 481 million would be reserved for investments in industry. This one's great. In quote, industry disruptors to grow early stage games and esports companies.
The fuck does that mean?
It's crypto.
Looking for an up and coming game that's going to blow open esports.
No, say industry disruptor means crypto. Then there's 4.8 billion to be invested into mature industry partners who add value and expertise to Savvy's existing portfolio. There's a quote.
So who's it going to be? EA or
uh,
Ubisoft?
Well, people talk about that's not enough money for say Ubisoft has shorn themselves up. It's not enough money for it's not enough money for EA. I did see something, but now I'm forgetting.
I can't wait till they buy Square Enix and then take away all my waifus.
yeah. That would be enough for them because aren't they only valued at like 4 billion or something?
I thought they were closer to 10, but
I thought I was like, is it 4 or 8?
Still one of the
I was like, is it
ones.
4 or 8? And I was like, yeah,
8 sounds more correct.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, it's a multiple of 4 in some way. I kind of had that
40.
stuck in my head, but
400.
No, not that high. But so we have a quote here from the Crown Prince himself. It says Savvy Games Group is one part of our ambitious strategy aiming to make Saudi Arabia the ultimate global hub for the games and esports sector by 2030. Isn't that a world we want to live in?
I'm ready.
Take me to the salt mines or the salt mines.
You're going to the salt mines?
The city of the future.
Yes.
We are harnessing the untapped potential across the esports and game sector to diversify our economy, drive innovation in the sector, and further scale the entertainment and esports competition offerings across the kingdom. This is going to add to they were most recently in the news, and we talked about this on the pod. They took a 5.01% stake in Nintendo, which Nintendo had to say like that they first learned about it from a news report. It's like we had no idea, but that in addition adds to their 5% stakes in Capcom and Nexon, as well as billions already invested in stock for Activision, EA, Embracer, and Take-Two. So that was the other one. People are like, it's not enough money for EA or Take-Two, which are like the two biggest independent publishers that remain.
Sounds like it's time to tank EA stock until they're cheap enough.
I mean, EA will do that themselves eventually. But yeah, isn't the company culture going to be great at these places? They like in the same like piece here, they said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, all the claims of like human rights abuses against women, gay, and transgender people. It's like, oh, that's such concerns are quote older impressions of the country. We don't do that. We don't do that anymore as of 2021.
I'm just glad that every like industry is gonna get to have a PGA versus LIV argument. Like this is good. I can't wait for gamings.
It's going to be a great time to be a gamer, folks. We love it. We're here for it. We love to see money being invested into these struggling companies. No matter, we're completely uncritical of where it comes from. We salute you.
I can't wait for Saudi Arabia to just like build huge computer rigs that they wire us into so that we're constantly playing these disruptive games and we just accelerate the climate crisis.
Turning us into the human batteries.
Matrix.
Yeah, like the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's what Neom's gonna be.
Yeah, I was about to say that's what Neom actually is.
Close enough. Neom.
All right, gang. That's all I got for today. Painting a sunny picture of our gaming future.
I'm ready.
Any plugs, Mike? I know you got one. Hit him with it.
Mike, hit up Mikey Deals. Cut the Mic Gaming on TCG Player. Been putting up some new things. Some going through the bulk and listing some shit. So you might find some gems.
Excellent.
Don't forget to check me out at cheaper than
saying,
Cut the Mic Gaming on TCG Player.
Always got to undercut.
Where all my prices are strategically 5 cents less.
Yeah, it's economics 101, baby.
I mean, that's what Cut the Mic Gaming does. He undercuts the market.
All right, but I already plugged it, but follow us on all the social medias, YouTube, Twitter at CampCompod, and Twitch at Campaign_Comrades. We're gonna
also catch us on Google Plus. Campcom Pod.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check us out on
we're-
Facebook Gaming, Amazon Luna.
Also on Mixer.
That we are going to be doing some experiments with co-streaming on YouTube as well, so you can potentially find us there live. See how that goes. I have like kind of had this stuff set up, but like haven't had an opportunity to try it out yet.
Maybe we'll get big on YouTube instead of Twitch.
That's why I
Become
want
YouTube streamers.
also like YouTube.
Get a contract.
YouTube is like, you know, potentially has more room for growth. So
Yeah.
for smaller
Better algorithm.
creators, yeah.
I mean,
better
it's the, like-
algorithms. That's why I was like, let's try it out.
Like the size of the circle of users daily is a lot bigger on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So yeah, if you want to support us, go ahead and, you know, give us a follow, a subby somewhere.
And if you
over
don't
there.
want to support us,
On
do
any
it
of those
anyway.
platforms. Yeah, do it just to spite us. Yeah,
Yeah. So, subscribe and then hate comment on everything.
yeah. Still drives that algorithm. We love it.
I love all my
And
haters.
I'll argue back with you, and we can have parasocial relationships.
All right, so that's the value promise we make here. Can we fulfill it? Definitely more than Stadia can.
For sure.
Bring it full circle. All right, folks. We will see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.